Today I would love to discuss my favorite discoveries of 2024 and just overall perfumes that I found this year and that I wore the most and that I loved the most. So if this is something that you're into, then please stay tuned. And the latest discovery and one of my most cherished discoveries this year, and also a really big surprise for me, is Musc Ravageur. I heard about this perfume before, but for some reason I had it in my mind as a very complicated, complex, and kind of like masculine leaning perfume, and so I hesitated trying it. And I finally decided, to give this a chance because, the scent profile looked like something I would like, and I'm just so happy that I actually tried it just because it's like an amazing perfume. It's one of the best like animalic masks that I've ever tried because it's just such a masterpiece in my opinion. I've never smelled a better musk perfume for sure. It's a very delicate, like musky, irisy profile with very delicate also animalistic notes. There's definitely, this kind of like dirty animalic quality here, so you have to not mind it to like it. But if you don't mind it, and I feel like in this perfume it's just not so prominent, it's just so well blended that most people will not mind it. And if you like musk, if you like iris ores, if you like vanilla with some woods, definitely give this one a chance. It opens like with lavender and tangerine, but it kind of quickly goes away and it turns into a very nice musky skin scent. It does really remind me of your skin, but better type of scent, but again with this like animalic notes and leather and a little bit of the dirtiness. I'm not doing like a best job explaining what this perfume smells like, of course, but I feel like you need to try it if you were into musk scents, and also if you're, up for something unique, something that you've never tried before. The next favorite from this year was Delina Exclusif, and yes, I only tried Delina Exclusif this year. I actually tried it in 2023. I did not like the sample, I put it away, and in January 2024 I decided to revisit it, and I really like just fell in love. I was like, what have I been missing? I cannot believe I didn't like it, when I first tried it. This is the most beautiful rose perfume, and if I could only choose one rose perfume in my collection, it would be Delina Exclusif. It smells like rose, lychee, so it's like floral and fruity, and there's a touch of pear in the opening, and then as it dries down, there's some woods and vanilla and amber. It's just the most beautifully blended perfume. I feel like the notes really just don't describe this scent. It's kind of like gourmand, but at the same time floral and sophisticated. So really highly suggest trying Delina Exclusif. It kind of reminds me of like a Turkish delight or like a bath full of like rose petals. It's just very beautiful, and I adore it, and I'm really happy I discovered it for myself this year. And the next favorite that was really a big surprise for me was Jump Up and Kiss Me Ecstatic. And this is also very feminine, very sophisticated and elegant type of scent. So it opens up with like, I know that I'm smelling it right now, but I remember, I wore it before and I remember what it smells like. That's why I'm describing, from the beginning to the dry down. But of course I cannot, describe the whole perfume experience just from smelling the vial. I'm just kind of reminding myself, what it smells like. But in the opening, it smells of like orange blossom, something bitter, something like citrusy, but then as it dries down, it smells like tuberose and jasmine, like, and rose, I think. So it's very like floral. It's of course floral perfume and a floral dominant perfume, but it dries down to a very beautiful mix of like florals, vanilla, amber, and some woods. This is super well blended, super nice perfume. I feel like if I could like only choose one for spring and summer, this would be it, just because it's it's good for any occasion. It's not a screaming perfume, it's not a perfume that is very faint. I feel like it's just the right amount of it, and it's really beautiful. So I highly suggest trying it, even though it's really expensive. I know that's why I only have the small decant. If it was not so expensive, I would already have like a bigger decant or a whole bottle. And you can find the cheaper price on FragranceNet and at other gray like market and discounters websites, because the retail price is just outrageous. I absolutely understand it. And so since we're talking about floral perfumes, next favorite, and that was a 2024 release, is Quattro Pizzi. This is really a perfume that wowed me. They just made me fall in love in this perfume, and also in the note of tuberose. It's just so beautiful and so sophisticated as well. It opens up with something spicy because there's davana and pink pepper, so you have to not mind the spicy perfumes. But then it just dries down to the most beautiful creamy tuberose with like coconut, which makes it very summery, tropical, and vacation-like. But in like the base notes, there's hay, there's tobacco, and there's something else. There's some kind of like aromatic note that really, you know, makes it just so interesting and unique. And this whole combination, I've never really smelled something like this before. Of course, I know the Rouge Malkit, but like I've never smelled the combination of tuberose and coconut and davana and tobacco. It's just very interesting and unique. And I feel like if you like the note of tuberose, and if you're looking for summer signature or like a just summery perfume that's like very easygoing and, you know, just fun and playful, but at the same time sophisticated and elegant, in that case, definitely give Quattro Pizzi a chance. And then we're gonna talk about a summer perfume, and it's Dolce Amalfi for me. Also, when I tried a sample, it was like 2 years ago or 1 year ago, I absolutely did not like it, and I put it away. And this summer, I just you know, decided to revisit it, like with Delina Exclusif, and also I just fell in love. It was like, I was like, what? There's no way this perfume actually smells like it. Maybe also because it kind of like, you know, macerated. It stayed in my like closet for a year and a half, and it kind of, you know, turned out to smell a little bit different than the freshly made sample. And so I also attribute me not liking it to the fact that it actually macerated. And so it smells to me like the bubblegum in the best way possible. It's like a sophisticated bubblegum smell that's not too artificial. Like, you know, the differences between Dolce Amalfi and other bubblegum scents is that Dolce Amalfi actually does not have a bubblegum note. There are notes, you know, that make a bubblegum smell, but they're all natural. They're like cloves and quince, and like I feel like there's also geranium, and those notes combined, they make a bubblegum smell. And that's how actually bubblegum is made in real life. Also, it's made of cloves and quince and some other ingredients. I'm not gonna, you know, go deep into it, because usually I really hate the bubblegum perfumes. If they have like a note of bubblegum, then probably it's not for me. Like it happened with the recently released Theodoros Kourtenius Bubblegum Factory. It smelled like a chemical bomb, like a artificial hazard attack, you know. I absolutely did not like it. It smelled super artificial and like just not good for me. So Dolce Amalfi is the natural, real smelling bubblegum, just so nice, with like a dry down of vanilla. It's perfect for summer. It opens up very beautifully in the summer, even though by looking at the notes you would think, oh, it's not for the summer, because it's like warm, spicy cloves, etc. You think of like holidays, winter, maybe fall, but no, this perfume is for the summer. Opens up very beautifully in the heat. The longevity and performance are great, so really highly suggest trying Dolce Amalfi if you haven't yet. And now we're gonna talk more into like more about fall and winter perfumes. And you know, the perfume that I really loved this year was Magenta Tanzanite. I tried it and I was like, yes, I need like a decant, I need a bottle. It's so really good. It's just like, if you like spicy, warm perfumes, and I feel like you will like it. It's just the perfect amount of, you know, everything to make it super well blended. It opens up with cardamom, and like it's slightly like gingery, slightly spicy, but it's not too spicy at all. Then there's very prominent note of coffee. There's also like tobacco and vanilla, and it's really just a beautiful combination of, you know, tobacco, vanilla, cardamom, and coffee. It's just so beautiful, so well blended, and it kind of like reminds me of like a dry tobacco. And I feel like this perfume sits right in the middle between Starlight by Sir Joff and Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford. So to kind of give you background, I do not like the Starlight by Sir Joff because it's like too much cardamom for me, too spicy, too straightforward cardamom. And so, you know, Starlight by Sir Joff is very spicy, very cardamomy, and that's why it's like on this side for me. And then there's goes in the middle Magenta Tanzanite, because it is more spicy than Tobacco Vanille. There's more like coffee, you know, it's kind of like a dry tobacco. And then Tobacco Vanille is very sweet. And also there's like dried fruits, and it's kind of like cloves, and it's more so like a sweeter gourmand type of tobacco perfume. And you know, Magenta Tanzanite sits right in the middle of Starlight by Sir Joff and Tobacco Vanille, because it, you know, combines the best like qualities of these two perfumes into one. And then there's also like added coffee note. So really highly suggest trying Magenta Tanzanite if you like coffee, if you like cardamom, if you like tobacco, and if you like vanilla. And of course, you know, I discovered good fragrances for myself this year, and I was mind blown, and I was so surprised, and I just fell in love, you know, from the first sprays. And of course, it was Spiritueuse Double Vanille. I love and adore this scent, and one, you know, day it will be in my collection. And to me, it smells like the most sophisticated vanilla scent that I've ever smelled. It reminds me of like a vintage shop, you know, where you're walking and the woods are kind of like cracking underneath your feet, and it's just like a little bit of like old-fashioned and vintagey type of smell, but it's not, you know, old-fashioned or anything like old smelling. It's not like that. It's just more like a vintage type of smell, and it's kind of like incensey and peppery in the opening, but it's like so slight and it doesn't bother me at all because I do not like very spicy and very like smoky openings, as you guys might have noticed. This one is super well blended, and then, you know, there are florals, but first and foremost I really smell, you know, lots of vanilla, because to me this is very vanilla forward perfume, and the rest of the notes are kind of just, you know, doing its supporting function to the vanilla note. It's really beautiful, and the biggest notes I smell are like rose, vanilla, benzoin, and maybe incense, but again, it's just like in the background. It's a very small hint, but I definitely smell it here. And so if you're into vanilla, I feel like you know, you owe yourself to try this masterpiece of a fragrance that is Spiritueuse Double Vanille. And last but not least is Angelique Noir by Guerlain also. This is a very good summery type of vanilla because it's a green type of vanilla. So there is a note of Angelica in the opening, and this note, if you don't know how it smells like, it reminds me of freshly cut grass, but better. Not too grassy, but it's very green, at least to my nose. And then there is also a note of pear, so it kind of makes it like juicy fruity, but just a little bit of, you know, juicy fruity. It's not juicy fruity overall, it's just like a hint of it in the opening, and then, you know, dries down to like vanilla, but again green vanilla, because there is a note of angelic in the top and also at the bottom, so it's primarily gonna smell like vanilla and angelic, at least what it does to me. And then I feel like there's also a little bit of musk, making it like a more kind of like easygoing and your skin but better, but it is angelica and vanilla mostly for me. So if you're into, you know, green type of vanillas that are not like the other vanillas, for example this one, the only perfume that this one reminds me of is maybe Eau d'Oeil, but Eau d'Oeil is more like fall forward, and also it's more spicy. This is not spicy at all. So I feel like this vanilla is good all year round, but also it's really good for the summer, because most vanillas, you know, people don't want to wear them in the summer because they think it's too heavy, and myself including, I don't think I wear lots of vanilla scents in the spring and summer. But this one you can, because it's, you know, it has this greenness and freshness from Angelica, and it kind of, you know, makes it very appropriate to wear in any temperature. Thank you so much guys for watching my video. I really hope that you liked it, and please share in the comments what were your favorite discoveries of 2024 and what perfumes you wore the most and what were just your favorites. I'll be really waiting, and I, you know, wish you happy holidays, happy new year, you know, wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.